It took 17 years, but we're finally here. The Fantastic Four are officially entering the MCU. And this adaptation looks pretty spectacular, not gonna lie. This trailer has so much packed into it, so let's break it down. Originally, this was gonna be like a 3 things here, 3 big questions type video, but honestly, I'm just gonna ramble and see where things take us. First off, without a doubt, the vibe of this is looking perfect. From the moment that retro Marvel Studios logo kicks in, you just know they nailed it. The 60s aesthetic, the color palette, the music, oh my god, the music.
Welcome to the Baxter Building.
It all just clicks. You can really feel the family dynamic pulsating through this trailer too. I love the voiceover by Sue, where she's talking about how they already were like this before. Like Ben was already a rock, Johnny was already a hothead. That shit's great. I love that.
Ben wasn't a rock.
The best pilot in the world right here.
Yeah. Best looking, he means.
And Johnny never caught fire.
Ben has always been a rock. Johnny is Johnny.
Hi!
And I am right here. Whatever life throws at us, we'll face it together.
It's a cool dynamic. They're Marvel's first family. They're not just another Avengers. They're not just a superhero team. This is a family, you know? These people are together, first and foremost. The warmth, the adventure, the classic sci-fi feels are all there. They absolutely killed it with this like futuristic but still retro 60s setting. Kind of balances both perfectly. But that does bring me into my first question. They have so much world building to do in this movie. How the hell do they get this done? Plus like any kind of like meaningful plot. This is essentially an entirely new universe within the MCU. This isn't the 616. As far as I can tell, this isn't the X-Men universe. So yeah, it's a fresh slate. But unlike previous versions of the Fantastic Four, this one needs to like introduce this team, make us like them, and then bring them into the larger Marvel universe. I mean, we got some big Avengers movies coming up, and after this movie, there's no more time to set things up. We're there. Like, Doomsday is here, Secret Wars right after. That's a lot of ground to cover. There have been rumors of a time jump in this movie, which I pretty firmly believe in. Some leaks suggest that we could see Franklin Richards at the end of that time jump too, which would indicate that the movie covers multiple years of their story. I could see them splitting the narrative into perhaps like an origin where it's them forming and fighting villains, like a little montage of them taking out a bunch of bitch ass villains and having adventures, taking out the Mole Man who's rumored to appear in this. There were some leaks of his cave and shit. And then jumping forward in time, perhaps the team has broken up for one reason or another, and then Galactus appears, forcing the team to come back together and reunite. Speaking of Galactus, the live action standards obviously set very low, but he looks pretty good. I mean, he looks like a big guy, you know, standing over the Statue of Liberty there, like way bigger than it. I mean, looks pretty awesome. I'm excited. Visually, this whole movie looks pretty stunning. The CGI and practical effects are on another level. The Thing in particular looks better than ever by like 100x easily. This is like the best live action version we've ever seen. They finally got his texture, weight, and like overall presence right from the seams of it. Makes him feel like really larger than life, like, you know, a big rock. The rest of the team also looks incredible. All the powers look great. It's interesting though that they haven't shown us Reed's powers, because those are easily the hardest to do the special effects for too, because stretchy people just look weird, you know, like it never looks good. But I have faith they'll figure it out. I'm sure the reason they're hiding it isn't because it looks awful. So in the trailer we see Galactus show up. In most classic stories, Fantastic Four drive Galactus away using the ultimate nullifier. But what's gonna happen in this one? This movie feels like it might have to go in a different direction given the MCU's multiversal focus. I wouldn't be surprised if Galactus wins in this version, at least temporarily. What if the Fantastic Four have to abandon their universe and escape to Earth 616 or even the X-Men universe that we see Monica Rambeau on? That would be a mind-blowing way to lead into Secret Wars. I mean, they're gonna have to do something. This is like the one. This is that like Ragnarok before Infinity War type deal. Alternatively, what if this movie just ends, seemingly everything's wrapped up, only for the Fantastic Four's universe to start incurring on the MCU's 616s? That would pretty much parallel what happens with the Ultimate Universe and the 616 universe in Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars. I kind of thought we'd see something like that with Monica Rambeau and those X-Men she runs into at the end of the Marvels instead, considering that we learned being in the wrong universe can cause an incursion. I kind of think it's more likely that Reed and his family escape through his science, you know? Perhaps he creates like a life raft, or the bridge, how he meets the Council of Reeds in the comic books. I could see them setting that up as well. We'll see. The point is, I think they're going to have to leave this universe at the end. They could be left here to be picked up later on, but I kind of doubt it. I don't know, but either way, this is going to be a big ending because it's going to have to lead straight into Doomsday. Speaking of which, where's Doom? This is the Fantastic Four, and the next movie is literally Doomsday, so Doom has to be lurking somewhere in there. The big question is, will he be like a major villain in this movie, or are they saving him? Had they even casted RDJ as Doom when this movie was being made? We've all heard the RDJ Doom stuff, and there's no way we don't see him at all in this movie, right? But it feels like a post-credits scene. It really does. It feels like a post-credits scene. I'd be pretty pumped up if Doom had a bigger role, especially since Reed and Doom are two sides of the same coin, you know? And I think Pedro Pascal playing against RDJ would be legendary. Those are great actors. If we're not going to see him throughout the movie, hopefully at the very least we get Reed mentioning like his old friend Victor or something like that. Just let us know that they know each other. Don't bail on that comic book history entirely. That'd be pretty disappointing, and it feels like it might happen if I'm being real. In my dream scenario, the post-credit scene isn't just like a Doom tease, it's Doom like doing something major. I want to see him hunting down Kang variants to take their power, or even kicking Loki off that throne he got as the god of stories at the end of Loki season 2. But considering how much ground this movie already has to cover, that's probably some wishful thinking if we're being real. I imagine this is probably going to be a super lame Thanos sitting on the throne style post-credit scene. It was leaked a long time ago that there was almost a post-credit scene like that of Doom in Black Panther 2, but they didn't end up doing it, I think because they hadn't cast the character yet. But yeah, he's gonna be in the post-credit scene. Kinda seems like maybe not so much the movie, but I really hope the movie. Let me know what you think. Is Doom gonna be in this movie? Had they cast RDJ as Doom when this movie was being made? Who knows? But yeah, this movie is setting up everything. I mean, this is a big one. This has to be a banger, and it has to lead straight into the Avengers movies. Ragnarok boosted Infinity War 100 times, because that's a lot of people's favorite Marvel movie. The Fantastic Four's introduction into the MCU, Galactus, Doom, and their lingering crossover with the Avengers. There's a lot of weight on this film's shoulders, but if the trailer's anything to go by, this looks like it could be a billion-dollar movie. It and Superman are going to be having a battle, I'll tell you that much. What do you guys think? Are we seeing RDJ as Doom in this movie? Or are we going to have to wait for Avengers? Is Galactus going to win? Are they going to defeat him? How do you think this is going to lead into the future Avengers movies? And how excited are you for this film? Let me know down below. Until next time, I'm pretty fucking pumped. We'll see it then. Peace out, my friends.